Start the session. We are reading from the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, verse number 4. We'll start. The first chapter is called as Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. So fourth verse is like this. Atra Sura Maheshvasa. We'll read word by word. Atra Sura Maheshva Asa Bhimarjuna Sama Yudhi Yuyudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharataha Atra Sura Maheshvasa Bhimarjuna Samayudhi Yuyudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharataha Atra Sura Maheshvasa Bhimarjuna Samayudhi Yuyudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharataha. So now I would request Ritambra. Ritambra, can you try to read this verse? Is it possible you can try to read this verse?
Yes,
Okay,
Prabhu.
so please read.
Atra sura maheshvasam bhimarjuna samayudhim yuyudhano viratascha drupadascha maharatha.
Thank you very much. So we'll read the synonyms now, and I'll read the Sanskrit part, and I would request Mayank to read out the English equivalents.
Okay.
So Mayank, Atra
Here.
Suraha
Heroes.
Maheshwasaha.
Mighty woman.
Yes.
Bhima
Bhimarjuna
and Arjun.
Samaha
Equal.
Yudhi
In the fight.
Yuyudhanaha
Yuyudhana.
Virataha
Virata.
Cha
Also.
Drupadaha
Drupada.
Cha
Also.
Maharataha.
Great fighter.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charan Arvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Here in this army, there are many heroic bowmen equal in fighting to Bhima and Arjuna. They are also great fighters like Yudhana, Virata, and Drupada. So, these are the soldiers, these are the mighty warriors of the Pandavas. Now, we are reading from the purport, translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Even though Drishtadumna was not a very important obstacle in the face of Dronacharya's very great power in military art, there were many others who were the cause of fear. They are mentioned by Duryodhana as stumbling blocks on the path of victory because each and every one of them was as formidable as Bhima and Arjuna. He knew the strength of Bhima and Arjuna, and thus he compared the others with them. So, Now, Ritambra, is it possible you can read the translation?
Yes, Prabhu. Here in this army, there are many heroic bowmen equal in fighting to Bhima and Arjuna. There are also great fighters like Yudhana, Virata, and Draupadi.
And Drupada. So last class we actually discussed who's Drupada, and we also discussed, we discussed about how Arjuna had defeated Drupada. So what is relationship of Drupada with Arjuna and Dronacharya? So Drupada is actually, yes.
Dronacharya, Drupada was actually, no, Dronacharya was a disciple of Drupada.
Arjuna was a disciple of Dronacharya,
Yes.
and Dronacharya and Drupada were both classmates. They were like in Gurukul, they were like both of them were students. So Drupada was the son of a great king, and Dronacharya was the son of a Brahmana. So they were friends, but as soon as they came out of the Gurukul, Drupada and Dronacharya, they should have been friends. They should have continued to remain friends. But Drupada, when he became king, he became very much, arrogant and puffed up. So once Drupada had promised that, he will give one cow to Dronacharya. So because of his financial condition not being very good, so Dronacharya approaches Drupada and he asks for the cow. And at that time, Drupada mocks Dronacharya and says, how can there be a friendship between a king's son and a Brahmana's son? And there was an insult. And in order to teach, or in order to bring Drupada to his senses, Dronacharya, just imparts military knowledge to all the Kauravas and the Pandavas, and in return, and Guru Dakshina, he says, you go and fight with Drupada and arrest him. So the Kauravas, headed by Duryodhana, they are not successful, but Arjuna and other Pandavas, only 5 Pandavas, they go and they fight with the entire army of Drupada, and eventually Arjuna arrests Drupada. So Drupada becomes very much pleased by the heroic nature. Though he was the enemy, but his heroic nature, his chivalry, and the Kshatriya spirit, looking at his bravery, Drupada is very much impressed, and he wants him to be as his, like a son-in-law. So that's how the story is. Now here we are now discussing about can anyone tell me what is in this case, what is our, what is Duryodhana doing here? Can anyone tell me what is Duryodhana doing? Duryodhana is actually comparing his army and the army of the Pandavas. So he's saying he is actually going through, and he is actually, because he knows the strength of Bhima, because Duryodhana knew very well, if someone can defeat him, or if someone can kill Duryodhana, it was Bhima. So Duryodhana was always estimating Bhima's power. So in this, there are Swami Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada is actually giving us a brief synopsis of what all. So Swami Prabhupada is giving a brief synopsis of what all is actually going in the mind of Drishtadyumna and Duryodhana. So Duryodhana, so Swami Prabhupada is writing, even though Drishtadyumna was not a very important obstacle in the face of Dronacharya's very great power in the military art, there were many others who were cause of fear. So here it's very clear that this Duryodhana was very much fearful of the Pandavas. He was very much fearful. They were mentioned by Duryodhana as great stumbling blocks on the path of big victory. And each and every one of them was as formidable as Bhima and Arjuna. And he knew the strength of Bhima and Arjuna, and thus he compared the others with them. So this is one of the material diseases. So what is the material disease? Can anyone tell me what is the material disease? What is the material disease here that we can see in Duryodhana?
Comparison.
Companion.
Exactly. He's comparing. So similarly, even in our normal life, if we start comparing, like comparing, see, comparing, we are also should know when we are comparing, we also should know that what is that we are trying to achieve by comparison. So here this is a material comparison. So comparing, when you compare something, you either become envious or you become proud. Please remember this. When you compare, you either become envious or you become proud. So now, here in this case, let me bring the pad here. I am bringing the pad here. So yeah. So what is he doing? He is actually comparing. So what is the so when we compare, two things can happen. What if when we compare, one will be, if say for example, if I imagine I am comparing with Mayank. So Mayank has the latest mobile. Mayank has so some latest mobile, and I start comparing, and I don't have latest mobile. I have a normal mobile, and Mayank has features like it supports 50, this 5G and all other things. So I don't have something which Mayank has. So what will happen to me? I will envy Mayank. Now let us take another example. Ritambra, he's using a basic phone and I'm using a smartphone. I'm just giving example. Maybe you are using just for the discussion sake. So when I see that I have something better than someone else, then I'll become very much proud. I'll see, oh, you see, I have such a nice mobile. When I compare myself with Mayank, I'll become very much envious. Oh, he has better than me. So this is the comparison, the reason of comparison. This is explained very nicely in one of the Bhagavatam class by Madhubani Prabhu, that comparison is the cause of both envy and pride. So, there are both qualities. Spiritual quality is also there, and envy quality is also there. So, we should never, in spiritual life, we should not ideally compare for material things, but we should compare ourselves for spiritual things. Like for example, if someone is controlling his anger better than me, then we should appreciate that. And when we appreciate something, we also make way for inculcating such qualities to come in us also. So this is how the material world is designed. Now here, what is Duryodhana doing? Duryodhana is actually saying, he is comparing, Duryodhana is actually comparing, even though Drishtadyumna was not a very important obstacle in the face of Dronacharya's very great power in the military art, there were many others who were the cause of fear. They were mentioned by Duryodhana as great stumbling blocks on the path of victory, because each and every one of them was as formidable as Bhima and Arjuna. So Bhima and Arjuna, they are the mighty warriors. So last class, I had told something about Rathis and Atirathis. So can anyone tell me what is Rathi and what is Atirathi and Maharathi? So very recently, we had gone to this Virat, very close to Jaipur. There is a place called as Virat Nagar. So why am I talking about Virat Nagar now? Is there any relevance to the Pandavas, to the Virat Nagar? So there is something called as Agyatwas. When the Pandavas were defeated in the game of dice, so they had gone to this Agyatwas. So in this Agyatwas, what had happened was they were supposed to be incognito. When the meaning of incognito means no one should recognize them. Now they were all great heroes and they were incognito. So Duryodhana had sent spies from in all directions to identify this, all the Pandavas. So Arjuna took a form of a eunuch because he was cursed by Urvashi. When he had gone to the celestial planets, Urvashi wanted to enjoy with Arjuna. But Arjuna is, Arjuna considered Urvashi to be like mother, because Arjuna was born by the boon and the blessing of Indra. And Indra was actually enjoying with Urvashi. So he considered Urvashi almost at the stage of his mother, because a father, Indra, it was by the blessing of Indra, Arjuna was born to Kunti. So Kunti Maharani was given a blessing that by Durvasa Muni, that she could invite any demigod, and from that demigod she could get a blessing, she could get a son as a blessing. So from all the different gods, like from the sun god, Mother Kunti got Karna. From the wind god, Vayu, Mother Kunti got she got Bhimsena from Vayu. So similarly, from Indra, she got Arjuna. So when Arjuna refused this, she cursed that he should become a eunuch. And in the form of eunuch, Arjuna was disguising himself and he was teaching Uttara, the daughter of Viratas, the daughter of king of Virata. And what happens is, this entire army of Kauravas, they steal the cows of the Viratas. Now, currently, this Virat Nagar is in Jaipur, and I have the video of that. We had recently gone there, and I'll share that with all of you. So we'll see that video. It's a very nice place, very interesting place. We all should plan to visit, and it's very close to Jaipur, almost some 2.5 hours journey from Jaipur, I guess. So in this place, when Arjuna alone, he was a single warrior, he was alone, all alone. Arjuna was considered to be a Maharathi. When I say Maharathi, why is he considered Maharathi? He alone can fight with multiple generals. Maharathi means he alone can fight with 1,000 fighters. Atirathi. So these are like designation, like in war generals, like when you see any kind of on Republic Day, all the generals will come, they'll have stars, they'll have medals here. So what is that? This is an indication that this person has got Paramveer Chakra. This is an indication of chivalry. So similarly, in the olden times, all the warriors, they were given designations like Atirathi, Maharathi. So Atirathi, they used to fight with a certain number of soldiers. So similarly, the Maharathis, they used to fight. So this Arjuna had defeated the entire Kaurava army single-handedly, and he had got all the cows back from to the Viratnagar. So Duryodhana knew this, that the most formidable energy, the most formidable force, the most formidable person to his winning was was this Bhima and Arjuna. So primarily, this is the story we have discussed today about. Yeah, please mute yourself. We have discussed about what is comparison. We just discussed that when I have something which is better than which someone else does not have, then I become proud. I get pride. When when someone else has something else which I don't have, then I become envious. So here Duryodhana, in this verse, in this shloka, he is comparing both the armies and he is becoming envious of the Pandavas because he knows the strength of Arjuna and Bhima. So this is the state. So now I'll just play this small video. You all can please have a look. It's a very interesting video. We all had this very nice Sankirtan in this place. So I'm just playing this video. Just bear with me. So this is the advantage of having, of visiting spiritual places in the company of devotees. When you visit Dham, when you visit places in the company of devotees, then you will be able to. So now I am showcasing it and I'm sharing the screen. All of you will be able to, I can see, I welcome Rati Sharma ji, I welcome Ritu Bhagat ji, I welcome everyone. I also see Gayatri has just now joined. Very nice. So now we shall see this very interesting video of I'm sharing the screen. So we are seeing the. So these are all the different places. Now this is a very interesting place. This is very close to, this is called as. You all are able to see this video? Is the video visible for all of you?
Yes,
I'll
Prabhu.
play this video. I'll be also, please see this. So you are able to see, everyone is able to see this rocks. In this rock, if you carefully observe, you can see this is the place. This is called as Ambika Bhavan. This is the place where Lord Krishna's footprint is there. You are able to see this. I'm moving my cursor here. This is actually Lord Krishna's footprint, and this is the footprint of the cows and the calves on the rock, which got preserved. So this is in place called as Ambika Van, very close to Jaipur. This place is there, and I am also showing you Keshav Rai ji. This is the deity of Keshav Rai ji. So Keshav Rai ji's deity is here. So this is Keshav Raiji. So primarily, this is the deities of Keshav Raiji, and we all had gone to to Virat Nagar. So Virat Nagar is very close to Jaipur, and we had done kirtan there. So this is the deities of Keshav Raiji. So this Keshav Raiji is completely of Shaligram Shila. So this is the Sri Keshav Raiji temple of Virat Nagar in Jaipur. So like this, we had gone to very important places. Now here there is something called as Bhim Pahadi. So Bhim Pahadi is the place where Bhim Sena used to live, and this is the Radha Govind Dev Ji Mandir. This is the Radha Govind Dev Ji Mandir. It's in Jaipur. And this is another temple in Kanak Ghati. Very beautiful deities of Radha Madan Mohanji. So all devotees, we had gone to Jaipur, and we had the good fortune of having darshan of all the deities. So this is one more very interesting deities. This is Radha Shyamji. So Radha Shyamji, and this is Radha. This is the Parikrama Marg of Radha Shyamji. This is Shadbhuja Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and this is Radha Shyamji. Very beautiful deities of Radha Shyamji. This is Lord Narsingadev. Now you are seeing here, this is Lord Narsingadev in the center, and this is Lord Krishna. So all these deities that you see, they were originally in Vrindavan. So 500 years ago, approximately some 300 or 500 years ago. So what had happened was Aurangzeb had sent Farman to destroy all the Hindu temples. So at that time, the soldiers had come to destroy the temples, but the intelligent priests of the temples. So you are now having darshan of Radha Shyamji. So all the intelligent priests of the temple, the devotees of Vrindavan, what they did is they immediately took all the original deities and they shifted to Jaipur. So therefore, Jaipur is also called as Gupta Vrindavan. So Jaipur is called as, this is Radha Shyamji deity. This is Radha Shyamji's Archa Vigraha. They are in Jaipur. So this is how it is. And there is there is one more very interesting Radha Madan Mohanji temple. So this is Radha Madan Mohanji temple in Jaipur again. So in this manner, you see, when we visit such places, one thing is we come to know about the devotees' devotion. See, the priests were so intelligent that they cannot face the entire Mughal army, and they intelligently, they took all the deities and they, went to they protected the deities and they went to Jaipur. Now, this is one more place. This is in Kairoli, Rajasthan. This is inside the altar. We were, earlier we were not allowed to take, photograph, but after repeated requests, and we told them that we are from a temple, so they allowed us to take, small videos of inside of Karoli. This is the Radha Madan Mohan temple in Karoli. So this temple's deity was actually originally installed by the great grandson of Krishna called Vajranabha. So Vajranabha had never seen Krishna personally. So what he did is he had made three deities, and Mother Uttara was still living, and in relationship of Vajranabha, Mother Uttara was his grandmother. So he requested his grandmother, Mother Uttara, that please identify these deities and please tell me which deity resembles, which deity resembles Lord Krishna, almost perfectly. So at that time, the Mother Uttara could identify that Radha Madan Mohanji's feet was resembling that of Krishna. Feet to the the knee region was resembling that of Krishna, whereas there was one more deity which was from the abdomen to the from the abdomen to the neck region, and that was resembling the Radha Gopinath deity. And there is the Radha Govind Devji deity. So Radha Govind Devji, we just now saw the darshan of Radha Govind Devji. So this is Radha Govind Devji's darshan. So we don't have a clear video here, but on YouTube you also will find very clear. And there is, I think, one more video of Radha Govind Devji, which I took very clearly, and very yes, this is little better than the earlier one. So this is Radha Govind Dev Ji. You can see, you can identify Radha Govind Dev Ji's darshan. So this is Radha Govind Dev Ji's deity's face resembles that of Krishna, and this was told by Mother Uttara to Vajranabha. And who is Vajranabha? He is the great grandson of, he is the great grandson of Arjuna, sorry, great grandson of Lord Krishna. So this is how the thing was. So today we have discussed the we'll come back to the shloka. We have discussed the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We have discussed the fourth verse. So I'll read the verse one more time, so all of you are able to see it on the screen. You can please go through one more time. अत्र सूरा महेश्वास भीमार्जुन समायुधि युयुधानो विराटश्च ध्रुपदश्च महारथः. Translation: here in this army there are many heroic bowmen equal in fighting to Bhima and Arjuna. There are also great fighters like Yudhana, Virata and Drupada. So in the next verse, in the fifth verse, what Duryodhana is telling is, Duryodhana is talking about the others. Drishtaketus Chekitana Kashirajasya Viryavan Purojit Kunti Bhojascha Kunti Bhojasya Saibyascha Narapungavaha. There are also great heroic powerful fighters like Drishtaketu, Chekitana, Kashiraja and Purojit and Kunti Bhoja Saibya. Next, in the next verse, this is the sixth verse. Yudhamanyascha Vikranta Uttamajascha Viryavan Saubhadro Draupadeyascha Sarva Eva Maharataha. There are many there are the mighty Yudhamanyu, the very powerful Uttamauja, the son of Subhadra, and the sons of Draupadi. All these warriors are great chariot fighters. So this is how Duryodhana is telling about, identifying about them. So now we will start the chanting process.